Ah, Good morning. My name is Rory Houlihan. I ran for U.S. Senate last spring, 2016, to stop the ticking time bomb so I could put our economy track for the bright new day instead of all things ending. Well, lost election, not running, but the ticking time bombs are still here, if not more so. Let me educate you on the ticking time bombs and give you the rest of the story. Part 1N/D, continuation of Lucius Quintus Cincinnatus Lamar, a most unlikely liberal. I'm going out of sequence today, so I apologize. Thanks to gerrymandering, these sectionless pocket politicians can even pick their constituents. What a novel idea. So that they usually don't have anyone running against them. Do you know the one of the first steps to a dictatorship is? And tyranny is one party rule. Understand this. The one flaw in our democratic process is that it costs money to mount an insurgent campaign, and the dollar amount has gone up dramatically, if not astronomically, to oust a rigged election for a conservative pocket politician. So, going against a corrupt pocket politician normally just doesn't pay. So nobody runs against them. But these ain't normal times, and we need to. Unless there is an electorate change in perception, though, the conservative pocket politicians are safe, and everybody in government knows that. So they get their way with taking from and enslaving hardworking folks. And from experience, I can tell you that includes the professional government bureaucracy. Their jobs depend on these folks. So we end up with tacit consent, giving the corrupt, conservative pocket politician their consent and no whistleblowing. The whistleblowing going on right now is not normal. So only the insiders know why. This in itself is a red flag of tyranny. Understand, if judges did their jobs and protected the people, the death camps in Germany and Russia couldn't have happened. My dad was brought over to Germany because he could speak German. He could listen to what they were saying. Tacit consent of professional bureaucrats is a step towards tyranny. Tyrants need tacit consent, or to create the illusion of tacit consent, to be able to do their extreme actions. That's why Donald Trump has those big meetings. Uncontested conservative pocket politicians and conservative machines are the first step towards dictatorship. Has it ever occurred to you there is a reason why Donald Trump uses private security and has a private security firm protect him? Because government security wouldn't throw dissenting voices out of his rallies. Remember, our First Amendment writes, or that he continues to say he won the popular vote, or that Donald Trump continues to hold rallies. The reason is simple. Donald Trump has to maintain the illusion of tacit consent to get our tacit consent. Same goes with these corrupt pocket politicians. Our democracy is under attack, and nobody is going to tell you who. But all the insiders know who. That is why the Hero Leaders reporter head spun towards me when I answered Bill Proxmire at the WHAS debate. Was the senator I most wanted to emulate if elected. How many of you have watched the Tremors movies? I think there's like 5 of them. Do you know there is just one character from the first one that played in all of them? Burt Gummer. How many of you have more than one gun? How many of you agree with Burt Gummer's philosophy? You may see me as a bit extreme, but when fighting these Precambrian worms, there ain't no such thing as too much firepower. Don't you? We just love a guy like Burt Gummer because he took on and took out the worms, right? Well, Bill Proxmire was a Burt Gummer while he was in the Senate. He took on the greed and the graft. He took out the corrupt and the corruption. When you take out the pocket politicians and their corruption from our government, then you can have effective and efficient government that does things for you and not against you. But how many of you have heard conservative talking heads complain about the nanny state or talk about overreaching liberal laws or call liberals like Senator Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas? Did you know that Pocahontas protected us white settlers from being massacred by the Indians for 10 years? Pocahontas protected a whole lot more than any of the conservative pocket politicians have. Remember, no laws, no rights, no regulations, no protections. To defund is to destroy or delay your protections. Conservatives are for taking your legal ammunition and your legal guns and your regulatory firepower so that corporate and Wall Street worms can eat you. Take your rights. Take your First Amendment voice to silence opposition. If this doesn't work, they are more than willing to use intimidation and violence. Take your jobs, take your car, take your homes, and maybe, as with our veterans, take your lives. Do you not know what conservative replacement of the ACA would do just that? Do you think we need, instead of putting worms like our good President Trump, who appoints Wall Street worms like Steve Mnuchin and his wife, who acts more like Marie Antoinette, who foreclosed on little old ladies for 27 cents or 3,600 foreclosures, all so you could get that FDIC government money quicker, faster, must have. This is making our government more worm infested. In the 2018 elections, we need more Burt Gummers to re-educate the tyrannical infestation. What our country needs is folks that will put back in and for the people protections and reaffirm our democratic principles. But tyranny is not happening today. You say, Rory, you're overreacting. To this, I recommend you watch what I have put in my post on Facebook. And the part 1 and D continuation of Lucius Quintus Cincinnatus Lamar, a most unlikely liberal. If you like what you hear, and would you do me a favor and subscribe to my Rory for Us YouTube channel. You have a good and blessed day, folks. Bye.